buy a boat. Let's head out on a road trip. Spec, don't anybody look at the mess in here. It'll be cleaned up soon. Bye, buddy. See you later. Let's get out of here and head down to Saratoga area and get ourselves a new project. My earliest memory is riding in my grandfather's boat, arm over the side, hand in the spray. I've spent much of the rest of my life chasing this feeling. All of that has led to this, the wooden boat experience. My vision for this boat is for it to resemble a racer from the 1930s, a 151 class, but created by someone on a budget who also had a time machine and went to the 1960s to get a motor. Crazy, I know, but I want the boat to have a unique aesthetic, like Unbeknownst being decked over. No sea skiffs are usually like that. I don't want to create the same thing that has already been done. This walk around was filmed a month later. Wow, so much has happened to the boat shed since then, and some to the hacker, but mostly searching out ideas, gathering parts, and getting the engine and transmission rebuilt. Let's take a look and get up to date. Before I filmed the walk-around we just saw, the boat sat outside waiting to be put away under a cover. A cover I thought was waterproof. I was wrong. Got some water in there. I guess that cover isn't as waterproof as I thought, but it's only been out there for a week. We'll get it dried out and it's going to stay inside from now on. This little emergency bilge pump system, we got 2 of them set up, Gary and I did. Works pretty well. This boat has many miles on land. So far, none on the water. Okay, now we got to unhook the Hornet, the Hacker, Miss Chippewa, and reconnect Unbeknownst, take it down there, put it in the storage area, then come back and get this and get home. That will be the name of this boat, painted on the sides, Miss Chippewa. So last winter, 2023, I spent working on boats at Gary Green's boat shop in Georgia. It was a blessing to avoid New York winter for me, the first time in 60 years, by the way. Thanks, Gary. During those months, I was again lucky to have Jim Grant help and teach me about flywheel forward motors. Remember him from season 3, episode 13, Rebuilding a Paragon Transmission? He recommended Gabriel's Racing Engines in Winterville, Georgia, to rebuild the 283 long block. It was great to visit there. What an experience to see how all of that was done. And then the little boat, you think the boat's too small?
That's a little bitty boat.
That's a little bit.
Don't worry, I got big ones too, Frankie. I just bought another one the other day.
Anyway, I got you some break-in oil you need to run with that calculator. For like, you know, an hour or something.
Is it different from the regular break-in oil?
This is regular. This is that driven. How you doing?
Good, how about you?
I'm good, man.
Good to see
I'll
you.
shake your hand and tell you so.
Oh, you're... So Daryl, Frankie guaranteed me 700 horsepower out of this.
Cause you know what Frankie says? For every mile away it gets, you get another horsepower. So go to Canada and it'll really be big.
Well, I will go to Canada with this boat.
5 miles or 5 minutes, whichever comes first, Jason.
Do you have to put up with this all day long?
All day long.
Yep. Here is the 283 small block Chevy in its original boat, a 27-foot sea skiff, 1961 I believe. It was already bored 30 over and didn't have a lot of hours on it after that, but I wanted a brand new engine. This is the invoice from Gabriel's. I'm not going to show prices here, but it does show in detail what they did to it. Jim did not want the motor sitting without a bag on it to protect it from moisture, etc. There's always the little things like drilling and tapping the new oil pump, a different situation with a flywheel forward motor. Although it doesn't show here, I did do a lot of the work on this engine. Jim is super careful about surface prep of gasket areas. We don't want an oily bilge with leaks. Do you need my help or not? One of the good things about being at Jim's is with years of experience, he knows the best adhesives, etc. to use on these motors. When I returned home in April of 2023 from Georgia, I test fit the engine. I couldn't set it in place with the alternator mounted. It's too tight of a fit. The first thing I'll do on this boat this spring, 2024, is to create short engine stringers which go inside the full-length stringers. These will provide a place to bolt the engine mounts as well as get the engine to be at the proper angle with the drive shaft coupler. In July of 2023, I went to 3 places in Maryland to gather some more Chris Craft parts. Thanks, Tom, those parts are going to come in really handy. As well as some tools and wood, mahogany, that I purchased at an online auction. Also, the distributor I need for this 283. Okay, so what is the plan? Currently the hydroplane is wintering safely in the container with the engine set temporarily in place. Once I set it in more permanently, the drive shaft, strut, and rudder need to be figured out. With the motor and trans having been totally rebuilt thanks to Jim, it still hasn't been started. That will happen this spring. Once the engine is in and running gear installed, I'll set it in the water just to see how it sits. With a 25-foot lineman still to finish, I'll be happy to have the hydroplane at this stage this summer and hope for a very rough test run in the fall of 2024. I'm trying to be more realistic about things. but not too realistic. Well, that fits pretty good, but you guys are in the way. So as you can see, this is encroaching a bit on getting in and out of here. I mean, I can walk in and out of here, but it's a little tight. So here's the plan to take care of that problem. Let's climb over here. All right, the hydroplane is in the container, and we are going to remove, I've already started, as you can see, the spare tire's been taken off, the spare tire mount has been taken off, and this winch mount is about to go. And we're gonna reconfigure this later on. But we're removing this so that we can cut this tongue off. I'm gonna move this jack stand from here to right about here for now, temporarily. And we're gonna cut this trailer off right here, this tongue. I will, next spring, I'll weld this all together and make this so you can pull 2 pins and take the tongue off. And that way, when I bring the hydroplane in here, into this container, it won't have to be so close to, as maybe you can see here, the door. So I want the front end of the container, the front end of this hydroplane to go that way farther, and that's gonna gain us about 3 feet. We'll be able to bring the nose of the boat right to there. Well, we gained a little room there. Let's try closing the door. Make sure it didn't cause another problem. Perfect. Even go a little bit further. Beautiful. Let's go see how much room we gained back in here. Oh, huge difference. The back of the boat used to stick out into the doorway. Yeah, we gained about 3.5 feet. Very nice. Now we can work on putting shelves up here. So, that's where the project is up to now. It is on my mind constantly, but I remain patient. I can picture it in my head. It's a calm evening on Chippewa Bay, midsummer. I'm just cruising slowly. It's smooth. Suddenly, Joe McBride goes by in his speedster. I open up the 283 in the hydroplane and pass him. Ah.